After reviewing both Prophecy Les Pauls and the awesome Flying V, it's time to give the Extura another chance. I've actually done one of these in black gloss, but I didn't like it too much, it had some factory flaws. But since it is a part of the new Prophecy series, and as we know, two guitars are never the same, I am willing to give it another chance. I mean, how can you say no to that gorgeous Yellow Tiger finish? The Futura is the love child of the marriage between the 1958 inspired by Gibson Epiphone Explorer and the weird looking first generation Epiphone Prophecy Futura. Get it? Combining the Explorer with the Futura gives you the Extura. Since this is a second chance video, part of the two guitars are never the same series that I do, I'm not gonna go in too much detail what the Extura is. You can check out my previous video about the black aged gloss that I did. I'm gonna link it above. The black Extura was my first time trying the new generation Prophecies with the Fishman pickups. And honestly, I was a bit surprised. Unfortunately, not in a good way. Don't get me wrong, none of the Prophecies are bad guitars. I was just expecting something else. I mean, I know these are in the affordable range of guitars, but I've expected a little bit more from the QC in the Chinese factory. That's why I started this series. Two guitars are never the same. Because I got the black age gloss, it had some problems. This one has different problems. Unfortunately, all of the Prophecies had one problem or another. Some of them small issues, some of them big. All of them could have been avoided with a little more care in the Chinese Qingdao factory. I want to be absolutely clear about something. None of the issues are a deal breaker or make the guitars unplayable. I know making them $1,000 wouldn't fix things either, because I see the EC1000 LTD series, they still have quality control issues like that. Those issues apply to a lot of famous brands lately. If you're buying a guitar for under $3,000 or even $4,000, you're rolling the dice. Let's see what Lady Luck has for us this time. The strings on all of the new Prophecies that I reviewed are put wrong on the locking tuners. This is a 2021 model, meaning it has been going on for over a year now. You're not supposed to wind the strings around the tuning heads. Here, let me show you again the Flying V that I've recently reviewed and put the strings the right way. You're not supposed to wrap the string around the tuning head. You might say that it's not a big deal, but small things like this make me question the competence of the people producing these guitars. The devil's in the details. As part of the Inspired by Gibson collection and the Prophecy series, the Extura comes in a couple of finishes. The black aged gloss that I've already reviewed and linked the video, the gorgeous purple tiger aged gloss, and the one that I'm gonna show you is the Yellow Tiger aged gloss. Here's the official listing of the Extura available in the Epiphone website. I am gonna go through the official specs. You can pause and read them if you like. Body, neck, hardware, electronics, and other. Two guitars are never the same, so let's go again with the Extura. It has a god knows how many pieces mahogany body with the Extura shape and the two-piece figured maple veneer. Epiphone are calling this a glued-in neck construction. It has a mahogany neck and a gorgeous ebony fingerboard. 24 jumbo frets, 12-inch radius and 24.75-inch scale length. Beautiful pearloid and abalone inlays matching the body color. Graphtec New Bone black nut. The pearloid Epiphone logo and Grover Rotomatic locking tuners. A set of Fishman Fluence pickups specially made for the Prophecy series, which are controlled by two push-pull pots. Epiphone lock tone locking bridge and the tailpiece. I hate to be nitpicky, but the pickup rings and the pickups were not properly installed. I will now demonstrate this misalignment with a ruler. You see this? I've tried fiddling with the screws holding the pickup rings, different combinations on a cross, but nothing worked. If you look at them from the top, it's clearly visible. Check out the V, this is the way it's supposed to be. Moving on with measuring these. 20.3 for the bridge Fishman Fluence. Switching over to the neck, let's wait until it settles down. 20.2. Now I'm curious about the middle position. Let's wait until it settles down. Yeah, just as I expected, 1673. You see, these are wired differently than the Les Paul Prophecies. You have only 2 pods. It was the same thing with the Flying V, it measured 16 something. You see, with the Les Pauls it was 9.60. Here's me being nitpicky again, and I'm gonna explain exactly why. All Prophecies have these metal knurled knobs. In my Black Age Gloss Extura review, I've complained about the height of those knobs. This matters to me because I noticed after playing a lot of Prophecies that some of these knobs tend to get stuck when you're trying to pull them up. If they're raised up like this, you can stick your finger a little bit underneath them and pull easier. This way you have some leverage and you're not counting on the friction of the knurling. But here's the problem, you cannot adjust them with a screw. Some of them are high, some of them are low. All the Prophecies and most modern Epiphones that I review come with these Epiphone locked-on, locking bridge and tailpiece. All of them have individual saddles held in place by a single spring, all of them have the logo on the bottom, metric, thumb wheel and flathead screwdriver adjustable. Here's the locked-on tailpiece, brushed nickel to complement the rest of the hardware, Epiphone logo on the bottom as well. Now, in my previous video about the Prophecy Flying V, I've messed up. I said that the Extura has the 1958 Explorer body shape, which it doesn't. But you guys didn't correct me in the comments, so it never happened, and we don't talk about it, okay? The body shape is called an Extura. It is a combination between the 1958 Explorer and the Futura that I showed you. It is its own shape and combines tradition with the modern features. The main difference between the black one and the Yellow Tiger is that in here we have a 2-piece figured maple veneer. Both have single ply binding around the top. Here's where the binding of the body meets the binding of the neck. And another small difference between the Black Age Gloss and the Yellow Tiger, they've matched the colors of both bindings a little bit better in this one. The other Extura had whiter binding like this, but with the Yellow Tiger they've covered it with some sort of finishing material and matched it to the body. Anyway, black side dot inlays for the fingerboard and the fretwork seems to be done okay. A set neck construction for the Extura, which Epiphone are calling a glued-in neck. I'm still not sure if it's a long neck tenon. From the back it looks like a set through neck construction. The profile is slim taper asymmetrical and the fingerboard is made out of ebony. 24 jumbo frets, 12-inch radius, 24.75-inch scale length. Another difference between both guitars, on this one Epiphone seem to have gotten the abalone and pearloid inlays right. You see, these are made to match the body color, the Yellow Age Tiger, so they are yellowish. You see this? They're matching the top. On the Black Age Gloss these are supposed to be greener, but they've put 2 yellow ones. I think they messed up there. So mistakenly they took 2 that are supposed to go with the Yellow Tiger and put them on the Black Age Gloss. Also, the last 3 were a bit plain on the Black Age Gloss. I'm not entirely happy with the fitment of the Graphtec New Bone black nut. You see the position of the high E and low E strings, especially the high E over here. It is too close to the edge of the fingerboard. I think that's the same nut they're using for the Les Pauls, and the headstock shape of the Explorer is throwing them off here. Honestly, the nut would be one of the first things that I would remove in the Prophecies when I buy one. I would put a bone nut here, or at least upgrade to the Graphtec Tusk ones. I don't know why Epiphone are using the new bone. Anyway, here's the inspired by Gibson Extura headstock with the satin veneer to match the body. The Epiphone pearloid logo and Grover Rotomatic locking tuners brushed nickel color. Here's the truss rod cavity, and what the hell happened here? I have absolutely no clue what happened. I mean, look at the holes for the truss rod bell here and 2 near the nut. What are you doing drilling over here? I cannot think of a logical explanation. Maybe some imperfection in the wood that they took care of or something like that? Oh well. It is a 2-way adjustable truss rod and it's covered by this Epiphone bell. Nothing written on it, and I think it contrasts pretty well with the satin veneer. The nut is 42.8mm wide or 1.68 inch. The 12th thread is at 52mm or 2.04 inches. Thickness of the neck at the first thread 20.3mm or 0.79 inch. Thickness at the 12th thread 23.8mm or 0.93. Although this is where the neck heel starts, so if we measure on the 11th fret we get 23. As I suspected, the body measures a little bit thicker here because unlike the Black Age Gloss, this one has the figured maple veneer. The older generation Prophecies used to come with 14-inch radius. For this one, they've reverted back to the 12-inch, more traditional 305mm. Here's that asymmetrical slim taper neck profile that all of the Prophecies have. besides the jerry control. It has a special artist neck profile, of course. The asymmetrical profile is a combination between the U and the C shapes. Combining those two profiles give you the advantage of the U shape that has more shoulder for supporting your thumb playing across the neck, with the rounded off C shape for the high strings. This way you can easily roll your hand when playing fast licks or sweeps. It is supposed to be the best of both worlds. Nickel cover for the output jack, original strap button in the middle, and one here on the upper horn. Obviously you cannot put it here near the neck joint. Speaking of the neck joint and the high fret axis, this is still my biggest issue with the Extura. It was the same with the black aged gloss, curvy like this. I mean, there's gotta be a better way to make this curve over here. Look how wavy and ugly it is. And to top it off, the Extura has the worst high fret axis all of the Prophecies because the lower horn and the angle of it. So if you are gonna be using all 24 frets, go with the Flying V or the Les Paul. We got a satin finish for the asymmetrical slim taper neck, QC sticker near the headstock, handcrafted in China sticker as well. And check out the serial number, look how close it is to the edge of the headstock. It is a bit crooked, isn't it? Always making these in a rush. Check it out, the serial number on the black Extura. That is how it's supposed to be. Anyway, we got 2112, this means 2021 December, and 15 is the code for the Qingdao Chinese factory. All the recent Epiphones that I reviewed are made there. Then you got the Grover Rotomatic locking tuners. And actually the inline 6 tuners are the major issue that I have with Explorer guitars. I always bump into the next tuner when I'm tuning. They're too close together. Even though this Extura is brand new, it was produced at the end of 2021 and we are now at the end of 2022, so I am gonna polish the frets and oil the fingerboard. To be honest, on this particular Extura, the setup from the factory was not as bad as on others. The intonation was okay, but I had to raise the first string and lower the sixth string. The ebony fingerboard is fresh and oiled now, the frets are polished, the strings are put on the proper way. Now let's weigh this thing and play it. The Extura is the heaviest of the Prophecies so far at 8.68 pounds. Now let's hear it. You know my opinion about the Fishman Fluence pickups in the Epiphone Prophecies. I don't like them. I tried compensating by playing on the more compressed 4th channel of my Diezel VH4, which introduced more low mids, but I don't know, the vintage PAF voicing is a bit screechy in the highs. It's just not my thing. I would swap out those Fishman Fluence pickups as soon as I buy a Prophecy. Now, after reviewing both Les Pauls, the Flying V and the Extura, would I buy a Prophecy, and especially would I choose one over the Eclipse series of LTD, for example, or a Schecter? Yes, I think I will, because I'm a Gibson fanboy. I like the shapes. The quality is not that far from the Eclipse 400 and 1000 series, so we're good with the price. At $800 and $900, it's $200 cheaper than the EC1000 series of LTD. Now there's the other question, which shape should I choose? That's always a matter of personal preference. I usually go with Les Pauls, but I have to admit, after reviewing all of them, the Flying V seemed to be the best one. It has the best high fret access, looks cool, and it has the most modern shape. Even though it has the 1958 shape and the Extura is supposed to be modernized. So which one would I get? Honestly, I wanna try the jerry control first, and hopefully we will do that next month. I have one on back order, fingers crossed it will come. I haven't yet tried the Matt Heafy Origin series though, that has 22 frets and more traditional Les Paul specs. I think they're gonna be my favorite. However, if you need all the modern features, 24 frets and you like satin finish, go with the Prophecies.